Prince Charles and Princess Anne bonded as children over their shared love of gardening. Prince Charles and Princess Anne's love of the great outdoors started when they were just children and bonded them for life. During an appearance on the BBC radio show The Poet Laureate Has Gone to His Shed, the Prince of Wales reminisced about how he and his younger sister spent some of their childhood gardening. "My sister and I had a little vegetable patch in the back of some border somewhere," he told the show's host Simon Armitage. "We had great fun trying to grow tomatoes rather unsuccessfully and things like that. Of course, they also had the help of a wonderful head gardener at their London palace, Mr. Nutbeam." Charles added, "He was splendid and he helped us a bit, my sister and I, with the little garden we had. It also helped that the royal siblings were so close in age, born just 2 years apart, whereas Prince Andrew was born almost a decade later and Prince Edward 4 years after that. And that childhood love of horticulture has stuck with the heir apparent to this day." Charles has been an environmentalist for decades and very outspoken about the devastating effects of climate change. He told the BBC, "I don't want to be confronted by my grandchildren and other people's grandchildren saying, 'Why didn't you do something when you could?'" In May, the royal announced that he's in the process of converting his mother Queen Elizabeth's Sandringham estate, which he took over running from his late father Prince Philip in 2017, into a fully organic operation. Charles explained in an interview with a magazine, "At a global scale, it is becoming ever clearer to me that the very future of humanity may depend to a large extent on a mainstream transition to more sustainable farming practices, based on what are known as regenerative, agroecological principles, as well as innovative methods of agroforestry, something we are also putting into practice at Sandringham." Charles has also recently been advocating for a charter called the Terra Carta that would ensure corporations include green initiatives in all future planning, asking them to agree to almost 100 actions to become more sustainable by 2030. Prince Charles and Princess Anne were born just 2 years apart, in 1948 and 1950 respectively, and their love for the outdoors is what bonded them into their adulthood when they lived near each other in the Gloucestershire countryside. During an appearance on the BBC show The Poet Laureate Has Gone to His Shed on Saturday, the Prince of Wales reminisced about how he and his younger sister spent a lot of their childhood in the garden. "We had great fun trying to grow tomatoes rather unsuccessfully and things like that." Charles did mention that they had the help of a wonderful head gardener at their London palace, called Mr. Nutbeam. Charles added, "He was splendid, and he helped us a bit, my sister and I, with the little garden we had." The royal siblings were a duo for most of their childhood, for Prince Andrew was born almost a decade later in 1960 and Prince Edward 4 years after that in 1964. He continued, "There's nothing to beat, is there, I think, eating what you have grown? This is another reason why I always feel it is so important to find ways of encouraging children to grow vegetables and things at school." Their childhood love of horticulture has stuck with the Prince of Wales to the present day.